Intergeneric, hey guys here, welcome back to another episode Smash Talk. So, you're probably wondering what's going on with this video, and I'll keep this short, sweet, and to the point, alright? So, basically, long story short, originally, this was going to be part of a other video. You guys see the title, it's about Geno. So, I was doing a video talking about Geno and Smash Bros, my thoughts, and that video is still in the works, but I decided that since the video is pretty long, I can already tell because I still have to add stuff in there, and the video is already, like, not edited, but yeah, it's a long-ass video. The first part of this, which originally was supposed to talk about Geno's Smash history, being about the history of Geno as being a wanted fighter and Fighter Pass 2, stuff like that, is going to be in its own video because I decided why the hell not. So yeah, that's essentially everything. I talked about this a while ago, but I decided to just screw it, just put it on here, just put it on in its own video, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. So in today's video, my friends, we're going to be talking about Geno's history throughout the Smash series and future, because I decided to add that in last minute. So if you guys are excited, subscribe for that Geno video that's gonna come out eventually. See, I promised you guys a Geno video, and look, it's coming out now. So yeah, dope. Alright, so with that being said, I'm gonna go over to my past self from like freaking October talking about this character in Smash Bros. And before I begin though, in the comments, guys, tell me throughout the video if I missed any kind of information. Tell me in the video, because once again, I'm gonna make it if it's Geno's in Smash video, and if it's crucial enough information, tell me so that way I can go in that video and kind of add the information in as well, if there are any crucial points that I missed throughout the development of Geno as a character. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Cue the black screen. Alright, so starting off this video, I have a nice box of tissues with me, because if I'm being honest with you, the whole thing with Geno, the history of Geno, like of the fans wanting Geno in Smash and people wanting Geno in Smash, it is a sad story, man. So excuse me if I tear up a bit and have to wipe my tears with the tissues. I'm not gonna do anything else with the tissue, freaking weirdo. So, how did Geno start out? Let's start out with talking about why people want this character in Smash Brothers, and kind of exactly the history of Geno's inclusion in Smash Brothers, because I think that kind of heavily implies to why the character's wanted so much and why he's up there with the big boys. So, starting off, he got cucked like 3 times. Which is freaking hilarious. He got cucked in Brawl, he got cucked in Smash 4, and now he's getting cucked now. Kind of. I'll go into it when we're into it. But anyway, I'm going to start off from the very beginning. So we're going to start off with Brawl's release. So when Brawl first got released, the concept of third-party characters were open to the eyes of fans, with the Snake trailer and the Sonic trailer revealed shortly afterward. And because of this got people thinking of even more characters that could be in the game. And it eventually caused many discussions about, hey, can we have this character from this company be in Smash? Common characters off the top of my head that I can think of that were brought up during this time were Mega Man from Capcom, Cloud from Square Enix, Pac-Man, and a lot of others. Now, question, do you guys see a trend here? Obviously, all these characters are in Smash. The one that didn't get in Smash was Geno, who was also a popular, talked about character in the eyes of the beholder. Anyways, so all that translated into basically nothing. We got nothing, no confirmation of anything. At the time, we didn't get anything when it came to the whole Geno being in Smash, right? But then Smash 4 came out, and a lot of people were, we got Mega Man in the game, Pac-Man, Sonic was back, so a lot of people were like, hey, this could be Geno's time to shine. Boy, were they wrong. Until you know what's hurtful about this the most? It's not the fact that he's a costume, right? But it's the fact that he was revealed in the final video presentation. Cloud first got announced, obviously, and even got his own trailer. He was the only Mii Fighter costume that ever got his own trailer in Smash Bros. Oh my goodness, man. It is, that is just, you're dangling Geno's ballsack over to all the Geno fans who are ready to suck it dry. You're dangling the keys of Geno to the fans to wanting to open the door. That's what I said. Let's just keep it there. I mean, let's just keep it there. So yeah, final video presentation where the last two characters are going to be revealed. It's unfortunate. So some more crying later, and then we move on to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, right? In Ultimate, oh boy. When the game first got revealed, and everyone is here was the tagline and like the theme of the game, we got the confirmation of so many characters that people wanted. So many fan favorites. Ridley. Then we got Simon Belmont, character that people wanted in since like Smash 4. Ridley was a character people wanted since Melee. K. Rool was a character people wanted since Melee. I wanted him in since Brawl. Isabelle, who's been like a highly requested character since Smash 4, and I could go on and on. I could. Even now, we're getting Banjo. A character that people wanted since 64. Since 64, we're getting characters like these. The theme of Ultimate, you know, it seemed to be that characters were getting in who seemed impossible at first. Right? If there was a leak of this whole roster, right? And you showed it to me, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it because I wouldn't believe K. Rool, Ridley, Banjo-Kazooie. Like, all these characters are so wanted in the game. And we got none of them, right? It's characters that seemed impossible at first. And that people have wanted for so many years to finally get their chance to shine. Finally, all these characters in Smash, except Geno. So some more crying later, and oh wait, no, the skin hasn't even come out yet. Good lord, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. So now let's go ahead and flash forward to the reveal of DLC for Ultimate, and we get the confirmation of Piranha Plant. Now the Piranha Plant trailer itself was very interesting, and I'll explain to you why. But I remember a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a couple people, were thinking that Geno was actually going to be confirmed for the game. When we saw the trailer, we saw the Piranha Plant doing the damn thing, it raised some eyebrows on if this was Geno or not. Now, at first, I was very confused when I saw the trailer. The reason for this, and the reason why I'm talking about this in the first place, is the Super Mario RPG trailer. When the game was first coming out, one of the commercials for the game featured a group of Piranha Plants singing in a city. And now you're probably thinking, oh, that doesn't confirm Jack and Lee Squad. We probably had Piranha Plants in other trailers. You're right, but the thing that was unique about this was actually not the Piranha Plant, but the thing under the Piranha Plant. No, not there, you freaking perverts. I'm talking about the pot of the Piranha Plant. Now, why is this pot important? If you look at the pot in the trailer you see that it's like a brown pot, and that's the original costume. That's a costume they chose for it, right? They chose a pipe color, they chose a damn pot. Now, I'm not 100% sure of this. Still I'm not, and I probably should have looked up like beforehand if this is the case. But I believe this is the only time in every Mario game that we've seen the Piranha Plant inside of a brown pot. So a lot of people thought it was a reference to that trailer and that Geno was gonna pop out or something and, like, I don't know, defeat the pots. Now, it would have especially been damning evidence if this was in like the Wrecking Crew stage, because on that stage it's more like city-like. So maybe we'll get some, maybe, you know, if that was the case, we do something there. But the Piranha Plant having that particular pot is very confusing. Obviously, you can say, oh, it's like the stereotypical, you see a flower, it's in a brown pot. That's, you know, it's usually like a stereotype in like cartoons and stuff. But in this case, it was very weird that it wasn't a pipe that the Piranha Plant wasn't in. Even his animation, his entrance animation involves him coming out of the pot. So why did they use a pot and not a pipe? I've been saying pot way too many times. This video is gonna get demonetized. But anyways, like, we still didn't get Geno. So a lot of crying later. God, I'm such a dick. Honestly, man, I feel so bad for you guys. Like, Sakurai probably dangled Geno to people more than like Waluigi. Oh man, you get it? Because, you know, Waluigi's a trash carrot. Anyways, now that it's revealed that there's going to be more DLC in the future, because, you know, in the Nintendo Direct, we got the confirmation that there's going to be more DLC, Geno may finally have a chance to be revealed. Maybe. Now, it's not like Sakurai was trolling just to troll.
Really, nigga?
Okay, it's not like Sakurai doesn't want this character in the game. Something that surprised me, actually, was when the DLC for Geno first came out in Smash 4 trailer. In an interview with Japanese magazine Nintendo Dream, Sakurai actually said that he wanted Geno to be in the game. And I'll put the quote here. It says, quote, "Geno was actually a character I wanted to include as a fighter. He has a gun for an arm and just seems like he'd fit absolutely perfect into Smash." He also says, "I was hoping I'd be able to put him in as far back as Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but unfortunately that never ended up materializing. Why, we don't know." And you know what's also crazy? My dude Sakurai put a cut theme from, which is like Geno's theme song in the game that I'm literally playing right now, bro. It's true, bro. Geno was supposed to be in. He keeps going. He also says this: "He's incredibly popular. Even though he's an old character, we keep getting loads of votes and requests for us to put him in the game. Even though he still isn't in as a playable fighter, I made sure he'd be in as a Mii costume so his fans would at least feel like they got something." Golly, that is that is twisted, man. That is twisted. But anyways, what's significant about this is that he acknowledges how popular Geno is as a character. And the Smash Ballad that came out and how they chose characters, a lot of the characters from Ultimate are characters that are incredibly popular. Now, the other reason a lot of people like saying, there's like an unofficial kind of reason that I would personally say that Geno has a chance to be in Smash, and that's because Square Enix is they're very anal about their characters in Smash Bros. I mean, they're the reason that the Final Fantasy stage Midgar only has 2 stages. They're the sole reason for that. I think if it was up to Sakurai, he would put a lot more music in there, but that's all we got for that. And then we talk about games like Dragon Quest, and they said Smash was an exception for having all the heroes like unite with each other. So they are very meticulous about the franchise they use. I would say, I know a lot of people say that Sora should be in the next game, and while I can see that, I feel like that would mean Sakurai would have to go through not only Square Enix but also Disney, and then that will cause a lot of problems that wise, because I feel like Disney, since they're such a, I mean, obviously they've shown that they want to be in control of a lot of different things. They'd be like, yo, we need a Mickey Mouse Disneyland stage, and I need Mickey Mouse in at least X amount of moves or something like that, or Donald and Goofy need to come up at some point or something like that, and it'd just be annoying kind of go through. Because if you guys don't know, Disney owns the rights to Sora. Wow, it's really weird. Disney owns the rights to Sora's design. I think this is how it is. But Square Enix has the rights to his character, the character of Sora. So it's so weird, man. It's a weird little thing going on. He would have to go through Disney and Square Enix at the same time. And I feel like, is that worth it? Is the headache worth it? Where, in this case, you could literally pick Geno, who's a character that is partly owned by Nintendo, partly owned by Square Enix. And Square Enix has allowed them to use Geno before, because we see him in little cameos here and there. Like, example is Mario and Luigi. The Mario and Luigi games has Geno in there as a cameo, at least in the old ones. I don't know if the new ones released on the Wii U, I don't know if those have him. But he was released there, so why can't he be in Smash? As of right now, there's no definite confirmation or anything like that. Anyways though, character has also been present in a lot of fake leaks in the past, such as the infamous Grinch leak.
And I'm leaking.
There's also this one that I found that had his victory screen and render, and he was also a character implied in the 11 character codename leak, his codename was Doll, that I did a video on a very long time ago. And I'm sure there are plenty of other examples of Geno being a character that people wanted so much to the point that they would leak him in the game. So many examples that if I went to, this video would be way longer than it probably already is. But either way, it is interesting because this shows how these people want Geno to come back. Just as Sakurai says in the interview where he says Geno's a popular character and a lot of people people want him in the game. The last kind of
Hey yo, what the fuck?
So overall, the history of Geno is one that's like really weird, man. Geno is such a weird character. I don't know what's up with this man. I don't know why he won't get in Smash. I don't know if Square Enix just doesn't want anything to do with him. I guess, I don't know. But Geno's weird, man. He's always been the most mysterious out of a lot of the popular characters of why he doesn't get into Smash. It makes no sense. Sakurai wants him in the game. The fans want him in the game. And he could get Cloud and the Dragon Quest characters. You think it'd be super easy, because you already have one half of the agreement on Nintendo's side. They don't care. And then you have Square Enix, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Nintendo do care. I'm not sure. But anyways, now that we've gone through the meticulous history of Geno and Smash, let's go ahead and through his history in Super Mario.
Psych!
So, is Geno going to be in Fighter Pass 2?
No.
So I will explain. Originally, when Fighter Pass 1 was coming out in the roster, I felt more confident that Geno was going to get into Smash Bros. Ultimate at that point. However, when it didn't happen and we're seeing the characters that are being put in the game, I feel as if though there's more to it than just, once again, the fans' interaction of Smash Bros. And to show that I'm not biased, and to show that,
oh, it's just because you have your character in your freaking tool bag.
I would say the exact same thing for King K. Rool if I made a video about King K. Rool if he wasn't in the game. I feel like with the base roster, Sakurai specifically chose fan requests, so characters like Chrom, Dark Samus, but then he wanted to balance out the Japanese and American audiences, and Chrom in, Dark Samus in, we got K. Rool, all that jazz, all those characters that are getting into the game. We haven't had K. Rool in the Donkey Kong game in years, literal years. There is no reason that Nintendo would choose King K. Rool out of the plethora of other third-party characters, first-party characters that are getting games. There is no reason to pick King K. Rool other than to please fans, and that was the only reason he was in Smash Ultimate. And then on top of that, you have Ridley being in the game. There are all these big announcements, and I feel like Geno was kind of that last character that is a big character that didn't get an announcement. However, I feel, and I may be wrong on this, it may be just the vocal minority in that case. I'm not 100% sure, and I think the other reason why Geno hasn't been in the game yet, and I think the reason that Sakurai hasn't put him in, even though he wants him in, the fans want him in, is because of Nintendo. I said like 2 seconds ago, maybe it is Nintendo. I actually think it might be Nintendo, because if you really think about it, from their perspective, there are better choices suited for a Fighter Pass character than Geno. Once again, in the base roster, we're choosing fan requests, things that the fans want because they're trying to appeal to the fans. But now you've gotten Nintendo involved with this whole thing. And I'm not saying that Nintendo maybe isn't involved in the choices before. It's not like Sakurai can do whatever he wants with Smash Bros, but he has a lot more liberty and he can take fan requests and stuff. Meanwhile, with the DLC, you have to go to the higher ups, and we know how Sakurai and Nintendo go down. Nintendo confronts Sakurai about something, what character they want. Sakurai discusses if it's possible, if it's just it's stupid or not, and then they come to an agreement. They're like, okay, no, we're not gonna add this character, or yes, so we're gonna add this character. That's how the whole interaction works between Sakurai and the team. However, what I'm trying to say here is that why would Nintendo want to put in Geno? What is the benefit that Nintendo is getting from the roster? And I feel like that's the question we gotta really answer. These are hard-hitting questions that we need to answer for Geno. Does he check all the boxes of being an appropriate character to add to Fighter Pass 2? Like I said, base roster, I feel like is different from DLC because now you're putting Nintendo in a situation where they can control what character gets in the roster. And I feel like this wasn't like Sakurai's master plan or anything. I'm just saying that's how it happened and that's how it's gonna be. They're gonna choose character that more appeals to them. Like the characters we've already got. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna talk about Joker, Hero, and Byleth because those are obvious. Terry, because there's SNK games on the Switch. That Terry being in Smash will promote those games. Lots of people didn't even know what Fatal Fury was when the character got announced, so it just made sense for that character to be in the game. Because now Fatal Fury is now, and people will be like, oh, I can buy that on the Switch, and stuff like that. Now, I already know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Banjo! I'll tell you. But I think Banjo-Kazooie reflects the initial relationship between Nintendo and Microsoft. And it's kind of the link between the two companies, you know what I mean? And I know like Master Chief or something along those lines would be kind of a better option, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Like they have their reasons besides them being popular for a character being added into Smash Bros. And I feel like Geno, the only thing he really checks off is for the fans. It will be purely from a fan perspective, especially since Mario and Luigi and all those games are not there anymore. Alpha Dream is dead under the water. Rest in peace to Alpha Dream, but we gotta keep in mind that this is the case. Geno isn't really relevant anymore, and that's the main kicker. Geno just is not relevant enough to be considered by Nintendo. I feel like maybe if Nintendo have them on the list, it is far ways down. I feel like they can choose plenty of other characters that have more relevancy, that have games coming out, or are just smarter choices to add when it comes to that. Because once again, Nintendo is a business at the end of the day. They want to kind of connect things as best they can. Once again, Byleth was for Fire Emblem Three Houses. That game just came out. Obviously, let's put the newest Fire Emblem character in Smash Bros. It's that type of logic that they have, and it's different from the Sakurai logic, where he wants to add characters that you can do something with, you can do cool things with. And obviously at this point, it's not really a matter of what he can do, because Sakurai said in interviews that that's not the problem. The problem is, once again, just deciding on the character itself. So at the end of the day, Sakurai's gonna have fun with whatever the hell he wants to. It's up to Nintendo to choose the content of what happens. And personally, I just don't think Geno has what it takes to be part of Fighter Pass 2. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, and that's my ultimate opinion of him. If Geno does get in Smash Brothers, I'll be happy for those who wanted him in. But if I'm being completely and utterly honest with myself, I don't know if I'm being pessimistic or not. I feel like Geno does not have a chance. I'm sorry. Compared to other fighters that would suit the game more and would suit Nintendo's needs and would benefit both the fans and Nintendo. Like, for example, Sora, I guess, if you want to choose that. Lara Croft, who has like more history. Just other characters from Square Enix, or just other characters from other companies. Who knows, man? Who knows? Either way, yeah, that's about it. That's about everything. So, yeah. I'm sorry for ruining your life. You can click out this video. Bye. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this episode and want to see what else is on the grill, you guys check this whole playlist in the description below. And of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want more Smash Talk on your plate. All that being said, I'm out. So, you can put your spatulas down now, but keep it sizzling with Baconators. Peace.